What does a NABARD Grade A officer do? Do they directly interact with the farmers and sanction them loan so that they can buy input and then work on their field? But the NABARD also stands for rural development. So do the people living in rural India, they go to the organization and ask for loan so that they can build a home back at the village? You all must be having such doubts, right? What exactly is the role of a NABARD Grade A officer, right? What life are you going to live as a NABARD Grade A officer? And today we are going to discuss about that. I welcome you all on EduTab, and you can subscribe to our channel for more such videos. I want to start off with first telling you about the organization. What is the role of the organization? Why is it so? Because if we know what the organization do, it becomes more clear to us what will we be doing in the organization, right? So starting off with NABARD, first of all, it works for the refinance support. It does not work for finance. It does not provide money to the farmers directly or for other particular work. It helps with refinancing. It supports with refinancing. What does it mean? It means that, see, basically what happens in rural India, we have the government has worked a lot to make self-help groups, to make cooperative societies, to make joint liability groups, where of course there are different aims and objectives, but one being that it becomes easier for them to take up loan from the bank, and then they can start off with something new, and then they can upgrade their livelihood, right? So now if they're going to cooperative society, there are cooperative banks, there are other banks which provide them with loan, right? Who is providing this money to the banks so that they can further distribute it among the cooperative societies? So that is done by NABARD provide that with refinancing support. ठीक है, वो money provide करता है so that that money then can be refinanced by cooperative societies and other banks, means cooperative banks and other banks, to the groups in need in the rural India. Second, it also talks about rural infrastructure development. Now, when we say rural infrastructure development, here in NABARD, it does not mean making roads. It does not mean making hospitals. But when we say rural infrastructure development, we are more focusing on the livelihood, right? What is the livelihood in rural India? Maximum of it depends on what? It depends on the farming, right? So, for example, making an irrigation project, right? So that's a rural infrastructure development, right? Or making a well, making a hand pump, like such sort of ways which will help to generate the work power there. That is known as that is for what NABARD it helps. Then coming to credit planning, right? Now what happens in NABARD, what will you see in NABARD, the organization, they directly don't deal with the farmers, they deal with other stakeholders who then go and work on the ground root level, or at the grassroots level they distribute the money. For example, what you would have to do, so there will be a policy, or there will be any such project that has given by government, right? So what is the role of NABARD? They would do what? They would analyze that project. For example, in a certain state there is a project, right? So it's role of NABARD and the people working out there, they would first analyze about the project. They would analyze that what is the money that is required, and then they will do the certain planning. It's not like that any stakeholder, any NGO, any cooperative society, any self-help groups, or maybe any government organization or state government, they have come and they have said, okay, we have come up this project, we require this much money. No, proper planning will be done. Proper credit segregation, how can be maximum given to at this particular point, how much money can be sanctioned later on when the project will be in development. All these planning, it is done by NABARD organization. Apart from that, the role of NABARD does not just end by sanctioning money, or by just providing with financial support, right? It does not just end there, but afterwards, once that finance support is provided, then afterwards NABARD supervise it also. It's so if you can look at it, that NABARD does not just provide money, but then it checks, it looks that if money is being properly utilized, if its purpose is being served or not. Okay. Apart from that, government also, as I said, this organization, as it working for the rural infrastructure development, this organization works for the agriculture and rural development. So definitely now government is moving towards more sustainability, organic farming, climate resilient agriculture. So to promote that also, the NABARD organization, it works. Apart from that, capacity building, matlab skill development karana, or for example in a certain village, to provide with the livelihood, what the NABARD organization has done. They have provided with goats, ठीक है, or a rabbit in now northeast India. In fact, pigs and stuff, right? ये सारे organism, because these are the agriculture produce which people they prefer, ठीक है. अब क्या करता है, अब government, अब मान लो for example NABARD has provided with like goat, like they have distributed goat via a particular policy system to the people in rural India so that they can have a livelihood, right? Up how to nurture the goat, what can be the products, like milk can be sold or anything can be sold, right? How to feed the goat, all these things, how to take care of it, all these things, then they are being even taught. Not just I've just given you one example, but there are multiple opportunities of livelihood which NABARD it suggests, it teaches the people. And one example I gave you of, but all in all क्या होता है, capacity building में भी करता है, and of course at the last पॉलिसी एडवोकेसी में भी मदद करता है. जो भी पॉलिसीज बनती है फॉर द रूरल डेवलपमेंट, फॉर द एग्रीकल्चर पार्ट ऑफ द रूरल इंडिया, all these things NABARD they play a major role. They help with the policy making, they make corrections, they make upgrades, and then they supervise it as well. All these are functions of NABARD, ठीक है. अब these are the functions of NABARD. So what as a grade A officer are you going to do? So as a grade A officer, why we are talking about grade A officer? We are talking about because this is the entry level officer post that you can get by giving an examination, ठीक है. Afterwards there is for grade B also, like direct recruitment comes, but apart from that then most of it is of the on the basis of प्रमोशनल हायरार्की, ठीक है. तो आपका रोल एज अ ग्रेड ए ऑफिसर क्या होगा, जैसे आप एंटर करोगे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में, ऑफ कोर्स इम्प्लीमेंटेशन एंड मॉनिटरिंग ऑफ पॉलिसी, बिकॉज दिस इज वन ऑफ द रोल ऑफ NABARD. सो एज अ ग्रेड ए ऑफिसर यू विल वर्क एट अ ग्रास रूट लेवल, बहुत एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव वर्क. यू कैन से दैट एट वेरी इनिशियल लेवल यू विल बी डू मिक्स एंड मैच ऑफ एवरीथिंग, so that you know you can have the knowledge which can be further utilized once you move ahead the hierarchy, ठीक है. Managing credit facilities, we know that credit facilities is given, right? So how to distribute it, if that work is being done properly, if more money is required, if less money is required, if money can somehow be channelized in other way, all these things. And financially manage financial risk associated with rural lending. It's before lending to have that particular analysis, that how much are we giving money and how much cost benefit ratio we can develop from it, right? And sometimes it happens that initially it seems some promising project, but in when it is implemented, there are many obstacles that come. So throughout this time period, to manage that financial risk, it is what will be the role of you as an NABARD grade A officer. But you need not to worry that how am I going to do all this. This seems to be a very it seems to be a very large responsibility, right? You must be thinking. But one thing I would say that देखो, if they are giving you such a handsome income as a entry level like 20 to 22 lakhs ATC, so definitely they trust you on something, and that is why they have recruited you. But you need not to worry, because above you will be a manager who which will be a NABARD grade B post, and they would guide you with that, okay. So you under their guidance you would be working on these projects, and definitely it's not like that you have made a policy or financial risk chart balance sheet and it is directly being sanctioned, no. So there are in the hierarchy, everybody at their own level, they would scrutinize the project that has been framed by you, and then accordingly if modifications are required, that will be done, feedback will be given, so that you can make better reports in future. And then gradually you will be at that post when you will be teaching the young recruited officers, okay. Now when I said that you have to do finance managing, refinancing and all that stuff, right? But आप किस department में कर सकते हैं, मतलब अगर आपको if you have to do supervision, so is it like generically you have to do? So no, it's not the case. आपके काफी departments हैं, you can see over here, ठीक है. These you have like a lot of opportunity. In fact, sometimes what can happen, if you want to have a interdepartmental switch, even that you can also do. So it's a great opportunity for everybody. You can read out the departments and see that if any of it is suits your interest, or would you would want to be part of in future, ठीक है. तो कुछ जैसे आपके अकाउंट्स डिपार्टमेंट है, बिजनेस इनिशिएटिव डिपार्टमेंट है, सेंट्रल विजिलेंस डिपार्टमेंट, कॉर्पोरेट कम्युनिकेशन डिपार्टमेंट, corporate planning department, then we have department of economic analysis and research, and so on. As you can see, बहुत सारे आपके departments हैं, ठीक है. So is this the only like is this something that your life is going to be forever like this in NABARD organization? No, that is not the case, right? This particular the role that you have just looked at it, it would be for the initial 5 to 10 years of your life. Okay. After that, it will be different responsibilities will be given to you. So as a grade A officer, you will join as assistant manager, you will work 4 to 5 as that, and then you will become a grade B officer, which is basically a manager level post, or a manager you will become. Okay. After that, you will be working as a manager for 4 to 6 years, and then you would have to be section in charge. Like currently what happens, like 3 to 4 assistant managers are under manager, because individual one cannot make such policies, right? You require a team. So then team, that is under manager, but now whole section, okay, that should be under somebody's supervision, right? So, and that's a big role. So your knowledge will be tested, how much you are accustomed with the recent development that has happened in agriculture, or like whatever the current updates that are there. Okay, how much aware are you of the current scenarios of agriculture and rural development in India? So you will have an interview. Okay, after that, if you clear that, you become section in charge, and you will be an assistant general manager. Then 4 years you will work as that, and after that, to become to grab higher opportunities, you have to give a written exam, then you have to give a interview, and then you will become deputy general manager. Then you will be under 3 4 you will be in charge of 3 4 sections. After that, 3 years an interview, you become journal manager, who is an office in charge, means like wherever you are posted, so that's an office, right? Headquarter is in Mumbai, that's a different thing. But every region has an office, right? So then, as a general manager, you will be in charge of an office. After that, you will become, after certain duration, 3 4 years, you become chief general manager, and then you will be head of a whole department, or a head of a state. ठीक है, तो ये कुछ hierarchy है. CGM तक you can easily, like with hierarchy and whatever conditions are required, you can become. उसके ऊपर भी कुछ आपकी पोस्ट होती है. ठीक है, CGM के बाद आपकी deputy managing director and managing director होते हैं, and then the chairman. इसके ऊपर जाना, it's not impossible, but here's a little bit of difficulty, because you know, as you move up the hierarchy, the number of seats they reduces, because only one person can be chairman, right? While in assistant manager case, there are hundreds of assistant manager that can be there, but chairman of the organization can be one. So definitely it becomes as you move above the hierarchy, and usually, you know, the chairman or managing directors, they are taken from IAS cadre. तो ये कुछ आपके चांसेस हैं. Although I think till the time you will be CJM, you will be quite happy and content with the sort of work you are doing. ठीक है, so it's actually a good opportunity. ठीक है, and at the end, I just want to say that if you are interested in NABARD Grade A organization, we have also come up with some courses that you can refer to. If I just scroll it down here, you can see we have courses for the year 2025 and 2026 as well, and we have some combo courses also. For example, the similar exams along with NABARD. So RBI Grade B is pretty much similar exam. ADA is almost, to some extent, it is similar. So if you want to go for combo courses, you can go for that. ठीक है, तो single में जैसे we have two type of courses, gold course and silver course. So what is the difference? Gold course contain the content for phase 1, phase 2 and interview, and for silver we have phase 2 and interview. If you scroll it down, currently we have come up with flat 70% off. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे if you have to go to no more section, आप यहाँ no more में जा सकते हैं, and you can get to know everything what are you going to get about in the course. ठीक है, if you scroll it down, and then on the right hand side you can go to the buy now option, and you can buy the course. ठीक है, so I hope a lot of doubts of you are cleared in this particular video. I wish you all the very best for your examination, and thank you.